Well, your question is about freedom. What is freedom? Well, freedom from what? Freedom from having to go to work, freedom from writing an exam, freedom from getting that what you want. I mean, if you do not get that what you want, you feel bound because you work hard to get that what you want. And then when you get it, you experience a sense of freedom that you do not have to get back to the same work that you've been doing to be able to procure this item. So I've already told you about three freedoms, about writing an exam, and freedom from getting that what you want, and I said freedom from working, freedom from having to go to work. So freedom from being duty bound. You want to be. That's why people like holidays. They're not duty bound on holidays. They have vacations. Then freedom from being obligated to people. Many people are obligated. That is their binding. That's how they're bound. So that is another freedom. And then I can think of freedom inside the prison. See, many prisoners are in the prison, and the jailer is dominating them. The jailer is in control of their movements. They cannot exit the freedom. They cannot exit the jail. But inside the jail, they play kabaddi, they play kho, they play badminton, they play table tennis. So at all those times, they are really free. So that's another kind of freedom. And parole. People on parole, they come to their house for 5 nights to sleep in their house, and they go back to the jail. So my question is, are they free or are they a prisoner? So there's another kind of freedom where intellectually you are yet linked to the prison, but yet you are free as you're sleeping in your own house in the city. So multiple ways of freedom. Another is freedom from thoughts itself. People want freedom from thoughts. They do not want to think because thinking is a burden for a lot of people. So freedom inside confinement, freedom from having passed the exam or the date of exam is over. You are no more examined. You are not submitting yourself to other people to be ranked by them, graded by them, rated by them, marked by them. You are just free from other people assessing you, analyzing you, and rating you. These are thought processes. So it's another kind of freedom. And yet another freedom is when you get that what you want. Suppose you want to buy a specific car, a particular car, and if you get it as a gift or if you end procuring it, if you're paid for it, and then you experience freedom. You've borrowed a lot of money, and when you have given back the money that you've borrowed, you experience a freedom. So many kinds of freedom. And then if you have got that what you want, like if you got $1 million in the bank and that's what you aspired for, then you have financial freedom. And then if many young people want to couple with a bond, a companion, a spouse. So when you have finished with doing that, that's another kind of freedom. You stop searching. So the multiple kinds of freedom. Another freedom is through meditation. You experience, at least temporarily, for an hour in a day, you feel just meditative, and then you do not feel that the other. There's no transaction. There's no market realities there. You are just yourself. You be with yourself in a meditative state. So when you're meditative, when you're in meditation, you experience freedom from transactions. So all these freedoms come together. You can articulate it, separate them one by one and by one, write it down, and choose to get free from that what you want. If you want a 3-bedroom flat and you're working towards it, and once you get that, then you're free from it. So you have freedom from wanting a shelter, financial freedom, relationship freedom, and if you're really fit every day, you do your workout, your body is fit without diseases, you have freedom to have any kind of chocolates as much as you want, any kind of sweets, any kind of fattening foods. And then it comes to more subtle kind of freedoms that I don't want to articulate now. Maybe in my next video of the Minecraft number 32. This is Minecraft number 31. Minecraft number 31. In 32, you will understand freedom from the mind, freedom from having to think, freedom from fear, freedom from other kind of inhibitions. Well, currently in Minecraft number 31, we stick to this kind of freedoms. And here is the freedom of being free inside confinement, inside a relationship, how to experience freedom, inside a work, inside a career, how to experience freedom. So inside the iron bars, you can very well be free. Learn Aurobindo, learn Jawaharlal Nehru wrote the letters to the daughter, Discovery of India, all written in prison. As a matter of fact, the whom you worship, Lord Krishna, is born inside the prison. So be free, enjoy your confines. Yeah, that's how living is. You got to understand to split, rift, slice. Correct? Correct. Split, rift, and slice. So you will know living is different from life itself. You're superimposing. So on life itself, we are breathing, we are living, and then on the, we are it's life, and then on that you superimpose living, and on the superimposing of living, you superimpose on living your circumstances, your environment, the things that you do. For example, now you want to go home. Suppose you stay here, you do not go home at all. You want to reach home at 1 o'clock. And suppose you reach home at 3 o'clock, you come late. So in life, it is not mattering whether you stay here or you go home. It's not mattering. It's just life. You're not dead. That's called life. And in living, you come late. But en route, you walk 50 meters in rain. So you come home drenched. That is circumstance, environment, ambience, your situation, the events that is raining, and you are drenched, you are wet. But then you're living. So you're reached home. So you're living. So you're wet, you're drenched is not going to impact the way you live because you've reached home. You can dry yourself up, use a towel, dry yourself up, have a hot soup, and you're back into action inside the house. So living is not hindered, living remains untouched from the events, from the situation, from your exposure. These are all superimposed on living. Like on the skeleton, superimposition is blood, superimposition is your skin, your meat, your things, that's all superimposed. So if you slice, if you rift, then the superimposition, what is superimposed is cleared and the structure remains, and that is living. The structure is living, and life itself, even if you have a wound, you still continue to live. That is life. Life will continue. Whether you reach home or not doesn't matter. Whether you sit here or not matter, because life will continue here or in your house. Living will continue when you're in the house. Superimposing on it so many things, event, situation, all that you do, all that you think, it's superimposition. So when you rift one by one and you come to life, life is beautiful. Living is little harsh, and situation, events can be very harsh. So when things are harsh, look to life itself. And then when the life itself is, when you're enriched with life itself, deal with your living. And when the living is good, deal with the superimpositions on it. Continue to superimpose and know that these are just impositions. They are just superimposing more and more pictures, more and more colors, more and more shapes, more and more forms on the structure itself. Structure is living, and the life itself is devoid of the structure and devoid of the superimpositions. So get this wisdom of rift, slice, and split. Enjoy your life, enjoy your living, and understand what to superimpose on yourself. Get clarity.